Welcome back to Universally Speaking, ladies and gentlemen. This is the SummerSlam special, where we will run you through every single match for the upcoming pay-per-view extravaganza, the biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam. First up is coming on the exclusive kickoff show that will take place just before SummerSlam goes live. And what better way to kick off proceedings than with yet another Samoa Joe TV Championship Open Challenge. That's right, the Samoan Submission Machine is putting the title up for grabs yet again without knowing who will come through the curtain. This is sure to get everyone in the building early and get everybody hyped up for SummerSlam. And it might do a little bit more than that as well. It could be the earliest contender for the match of the night. Now on to the main show and gang warfare. It will be the all-conquering Undisputed Era taking on the ever-dangerous Bullet Club in a tense 3-on-3 battle. These two teams have had both individual and collective issues with each other, and it's certain to make for a highly combustible meeting between two of the most powerful groups in professional wrestling. We now have some breaking news and a newly made match from the desk of EC3. He has decided to try and clean up SmackDown Live and the chaos that has been ensuing by pitting bitter enemies against one another to try and resolve the issues, and this one is no different. It will be Tommaso Ciampa taking on a new look Dean Ambrose in a Falls Count Anywhere match. This one is gonna get ugly, violent, and might cause even more chaos, but it's sure to be one of the most must-see battles of the entire show. And speaking of must-see, the spotlight will be shining bright as the Velveteen Dream takes on the first ballot Hall of Fame legend, John Cena. Dream made an attempt to get under Cena's skin by calling him out on SmackDown, and Cena answered the call emphatically with an AA to the Dream. Dream interrupted Cena as he was saying a temporary goodbye to the WWE Universe while he moves on to pursue other avenues in his career, and Dream stated that he will simply replace John Cena, but Cena won't take that lying down. Will his dream become a reality, or will Velveteen fall like so many before him to one of the very best of all time in John Cena? Also on this incredibly stacked card is the somewhat up in the air match, if you want to call it that, between Shane McMahon and Rusev. Rusev is of course on the sidelines at the hands of Drew McIntyre after Shane McMahon paid McIntyre to attack Rusev in Japan while the WWE were on a live tour. Rusev is of course owed a rematch contractually by Shane McMahon because Rusev won his gauntlet match at King of the Ring against Shane's hand-picked opponents. But the big question is, will Rusev even be fit enough to compete? And there is also the added barrier of protection for McMahon, as he has enlisted the help of D-Generation X to ensure that Rusev doesn't make it in the building. Plus, the added caveat that if Rusev is to lose this match, he loses his job once and for all. So the odds are stacked against the Bulgarian, but it sure as hell isn't the first time. He's overcome everything in his path so far, but is this the final straw? Next up is the personal battle between Roman Reigns and Johnny Gargano. This all stemmed from Roman Reigns' seemingly unprovoked attack on Gargano. Since then, it's been personal attack after personal attack. Roman Reigns suggesting that Gargano is simply just a fan who got lucky and made it into the wrestling industry by chance, citing the fact that Gargano has lost a lot of big matches since getting to the main roster and beyond. Gargano is determined to prove Reigns and all of those who agree with Roman wrong by putting in the biggest performance of his career and defeating the big dog. And the big matches keep on coming when we crown a brand new number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship of Raw, when Andrade Cien Almas does battle with AJ Styles for that honor. These two are unquestionably two of the very best performers on the planet right now, with neither man having a bad match in recent memory. Add in the fact that the winner gets a world title match, and you've got the recipe for an instant classic. But there is a distinct possibility that this match might change at a moment's notice, because should Ricochet choose to join Monday Night Raw, Shane McMahon has said that he indeed will be added to this match and given the opportunity to earn a title match as well. So this match could become a triple threat. We won't have to wait very long to find out Ricochet's decision, because he has been scheduled to open the show and tell the world where his allegiance lies. That single decision will most certainly change the complexion of not only the show, but the WWE as a whole. Now we move on to the first of our championship matches, where the Street Profits defend the Tag Team Championships against the towering Bludgeon Brothers, and the Bludgeon Brothers have blasted their way through the competition in the Tag Team division, including the new team of Dark KO. But the most interesting confrontation came when Montez Ford went one-on-one with Eric Rowan and was beaten very, very badly in that match, leaving a great deal of doubt in the minds of the reigning champions. But is that simply a matter of time now before we crown new champions? Or can the Street Profits pull out their biggest victory yet? We have to wait and find out. The next of the championship matches is the Battle of the Giants, when Ray Monroe collides with the monster amongst men, Braun Strowman. Strowman defeated Lars Sullivan on SmackDown to earn the right for another shot at the very title that he lost to Rowe in the first place. And Rowe has been on a tear on SmackDown since arriving and is showing no signs of slowing down. It's not often you see someone who has Strowman's number, but it certainly seems as though Ray Monroe does. Can he make it 2 from 2 against Strowman? Or can Strowman become a 3-time Intercontinental Champion? Time will tell. In another battle for gold, we see Chad Gable attempt to claim back the United States Championship from Seth Rollins. After their controversial match at King of the Ring, Rollins' victory has been heavily investigated by Elite Sports Management, and they couldn't definitively prove that Rollins did not beat the 10 count against Gable, so they demanded and received a rematch for the biggest party of the summer. This one promises to be a wrestling clinic between two wrestling generals of the ring and is a sleeper for a potential match of the night. Next up is what was supposed to be the final match of the night and the main event of the evening, until it was determined within Elite Sports Management themselves that indeed it would not be Daniel Bryan going on last despite winning the King of the Ring tournament, but indeed it would be Apollo Crews. But regardless of the positioning in this match, it would appear it is one of the most anticipated of the entire show. Daniel Bryan will face Kevin Owens for the WWE Championship, and this issue has gotten more intense week by week. Will ASM assume all of the power and potentially sweep the entire SummerSlam show, or can KO provide the ultimate thorn in the side of Elite Sports Management and retain his coveted championship? Now we look at another much anticipated match when we crown both the Mae Young Classic winner and a brand new undisputed women's champion. Shayna Baszler bullied her way through the Mae Young Classic, taking out everyone in her path, and instead of firing Baszler, it was Stephanie McMahon that tried to stop her through throwing opponents at her. Baszler knocked them all down and has stormed into the final with a wave of momentum. However, her opponent, Peyton Royce, has had a much different road to the final, having to scratch and claw her way through the competition and earning her spot the right way. Baszler has played mind games with Royce in the lead up, and Royce has had a less than ideal preparation for the biggest match of her career, even losing to Ruby Riott on SmackDown just days out from this enormous match. Has Baszler already gotten this battle won mentally, or will the resilience of Royce shine as she captures the gold for her best friend Emma and also for herself? We'll find out at the pay-per-view. The next and final match is the main event of the evening, when Drew McIntyre challenges Apollo Crews for the ESM Championship. McIntyre has blasted his way through some of the most dangerous men in the history of professional wrestling in recent times, and has shown no remorse in any of his actions. Names like Kurt Angle, Batista and Rusev have been left for dead in his path of destruction, and that path has led him to one place: the main event of SummerSlam. Apollo Crews has been seemingly dodging the Scottish psychopath, but there's nowhere left to run for the elitist. Crews, however, has proved in the past that once that bell rings, he's more than capable of getting the job done on the biggest stage. Paul Heyman is sure to be at his client's side, and should results go their way earlier in the night, this could take on some extra impetus, as this could mean that ESM hold all of the power through holding all of the championships on both brands. There is so much on the line in all of these matches, ladies and gentlemen, but this one could just be the biggest of them all. It's going to be a spectacular event, ladies and gentlemen, and one that simply cannot be missed. Stay tuned via Twitter at MurphsYT13 for all start times and the release date of this enormous event. It's never been more important as well to have notifications on, as we now go live on YouTube every single episode of Raw, SmackDown and pay-per-views, including SummerSlam. Plus, there is a ton of great ways you can support the channel and receive some cool benefits, including signing up as a mid-carder or above on Patreon to get early access to every single video. And yes, that includes SummerSlam. You could watch SummerSlam before the rest of the world just by signing up for a small fee a month. You can also join the Murphs Elite right here on YouTube by clicking the join button to get access to emotes and special sub badges, as well as access to our exclusive Discord server. Plus, we now have a Teespring store if you'd like to pick up a cool MurphsYT13 t-shirt or hoodie, and of course, the all-new ESM endorsed Elite shirts available right now. As always though, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you at SummerSlam.
Don't think I'm not self-aware, I know just what kind I am. And I should probably work to avoid sticking daggers in all of my toys. And I wish I could tell you